So hi and hello everybody, and this is Shivapratish here, and I'm with Jiva, Kanishka, Madhu, and Mithran for the podcast today. So coming on to our podcast today, which is all about what are the challenges of decision making in this complex world. So decision making is one of the important skill in today's world, and moreover, it's an essential skill also. Better decision taking in this world is really important for the upcoming advancement and technology. So this world is so much of interconnected and dynamic, and even some actions can be widespread of consequences. Every decision we make have an outcome as well as the consequence we see. So for an example, let's take a climate change. For example, deciding how to balance the economic growth with environmental sustainability involves countless variables and trade-off. There will be more and more alternatives and more outcomes with it, and what type of. So it's more and more how of about the decision making skill we have, and what are the decision we will be making will have an influence in whatever the actions we have took also. So let us see how this goes on, and this is my content, guys. Over to next you guys.
So yeah, exactly, Shiva. And then abundance of information available can make things even more confusing. While data-driven decision making is powerful, it's easy to get overwhelmed by too much data. Sometimes we suffer from analysis paralysis because we are unsure which data points are most relevant.
Yeah, it's a great point, Madhu. And another challenge is the uncertainty of outcomes. In the complex world, you can't predict everything. For instance, a business often struggle to anticipate the effects of new technologies or geopolitical shifts, and the decisions have to be made with incomplete information, which adds to the risk.
Yeah, coming directly to the point of decision making is so challenging. It's one of the primary reason like decision making is tough today. Is the complexity of the problem we faces. So issues like climate change and global health crisis or even personal decisions are also often involved with the numerous kind of factors and stakeholders. So, adding to this is the overwhelming volume of information which was available at our fingerprints, which instead of clarifying often leads to kind of confusion with the multiple plans and systems. So, the fast pace of technology and societal changes only adds to the uncertainty. So, that will making it harder to predict the outcome of our own choices. And we should not forget the role of biases. Even with all the data in the world, human decision makers are influenced by their own experiences, beliefs, and emotions. So, here, what's my primary initiative first point is like cognitive biases, like confirmation biases are the tendency, like that will collect the favor of the information on based on the reasons and live informations, and then they can lead to the kind of false decisions.
So let not overlook the ethical dimension. Complex decision often involves competing interest. For example, a company might need to decide between the cutting cost by automating jobs or keeping those jobs for to support its worker. So they have a both decision like automating and supporting workers. Striking the right balance between the profit and the social responsibility is huge challenge. So they have to decide a vast thing that cutting down the labors is not a simple things. They have to decide, and they have to this is a complex decision in the world, because cutting the employees is a biggest thing that company is taking decision. So this is a biggest challenges and huge challenges among them, according to me.
Yeah, I totally agree with the above statement by Mitran also, and due to which I will tell you one thing, which is the complexity also involves some stakeholder also. So when it comes to agreeing with the stakeholders involvement and the complexity which involves like decisions are not only taken by a single party. When come to an organization or when come to an any sort of company, we used to get more and more alternatives from what are the opinions from multiple parties, like what are the peoples or are responsible will give more and more inputs based on it. So when come to taking a decision from it requires input from multiple parties, like when comes to organization also, government involved, business involved, community involved, and more international organization, everybody will involve into the decision. So whatever the alternatives provided by them, and among them what's the best is what we need, and choosing that best alternative is very much challenging also. So aligning all their interests from government side, business side, community side, and what are the international organization and what are their interests have to be checked on when taking a decision. Without their concern also and without their opinion taken into account, we can't take a decision which is fair for everybody also. So there might be an some sort of conflict among the decision what we have taken also, and more that type of decision will create some of the bad impression from any of the parties who had given their alternatives also. So taking that into an account, taking that sort of decision is quite an incredibly challenging one also. So apart from that, that complexity is what taken into my account. So this is my sort of.
So yes, Shiva, and then there are some issue of time pressure in today's fast-paced world. Decision often need to be made quickly, leaving little room for a thorough analysis. So this can lead to rushed choices that might not consider long-term consequences.
For that purpose only, they were technology can help by reducing the issue of time pressure, and tools by using tools like AI and predictive analytics can process vast amount of data, and they provide insights about much faster than humans. And however, they rely on too much of technology has its own risk, like over estimating its accuracy or missing the human judgment needed for context.
Yeah, I would like to give a kind of example for this scenario today. So I split it over into three kinds, that is personal decision example, everyday decision example, and workplace. That is, I split it individual person's personal right, everyday decisions, and then workplace decisions. So coming on to the personal decisions. So imagine you are deciding your career path to choose after your graduation. So, with so many options, starting a job and pursuing your higher studies or exploring a kind of entrepreneurship, it's easy to feel like overwhelmed. If you are analyzing your interests, skills, and long term goals while seeking advice from your mentors or industrial experts, you can make decisions that will make a kind of essence and aspiration to you, whether you can choose finance, marketing, business analytics, and etc. That is kind of personal decision example. So coming up to the everyday decision example, they can think like we are choosing what to eat for a dinner for a New Year party. So you you keep on scrolling through your endless delivery options on an app like Zomato, Swiggy, based on the offers for New Year's or a year-end sale. So this is a classic case of a practical kind of analysis that touching your emotions and making you to crave for something and to make for a party. So like that, choosing the healthiest and fastest option, you can make a quicker decision without a stress. So what's my third point is workplace decision example. In this we can take a team meeting like Mother Surya is asking us to suggest some kind of topic which is interesting for our podcast as he is a leader. So we are making some sense and we are making that making timely manner, right? So if you rely only on your ideas without considering our teammates, the input you you will be having a kind of mess and it will not kind of a better solution for us. So if we collaborate with the teammates and analyze, it will be a kind of stronger manner as well routine. And so that's what my
So, according to me, global challenges like pandemic and climate crisis are also there. These issues are so complex that no single entity can tackle them alone because they are not ready to face the COVID pandemic time or climate crisis. Collaborative decision making is essential, but it is often suffer from the inefficiency. So it's not about an inefficiency, but they not able to tackle the situation like sudden pandemic, sudden climate crisis. So politically interest and lack of trust among the parties. They don't have a trust among themselves. So in this scenario, we have to be tackled by collaborating with others or collaborating your decision with inside your organization or with other organization. It will lead to somewhat a success. This is my point.
Yeah, that's a wonderful point, Mitran. And let's not forget about what are the flexibility involved in it also. When it comes to decision in today's world, what we see is of the environment which is pretty much of changing right now, and more and more technology is getting advanced, and the market is getting on changes. So, what are the decision we make have to be more and more flexible. That could be a challenging one also. When it comes to adaptability in this complex world, and the decision we make will become a quickly outdated one also. So even one decision which was made before a year cannot be suitable for today when comes to approaching it, as market is getting on more and more changing, and technology is getting more and more advanced. So it might be not an so people think that it's an optional, but it's a necessity thing, that is flexibility. A flexible decision is very much important when it comes to getting things done, but considering it as an optional is no longer needed in today's world. It is a necessity when it comes to decision making. So decision making, it has to be a flexible and adaptable, so that we can tailor it according to our needs and what are the changes that have happened in the market also. So after analyzing what are the factors that had been in that adaptable situations, that type of decision has to be made based on the decision also. So that decision will make the situation even better based on the situation that was based in the market also. So market sensitive situations and market based decisions are taken based on the adaptable factors. So I would say that adaptability is one such important, which is no longer optional, it is a necessity one from my side. So what's your point, guys?
Yes, your adaptability is more important, but so is resilience. Not all decisions will work out, especially in unpredictable environments. Leaders need to be prepared for failures and have contingency plans in place to recover quickly. This is my
Leadership itself is one of the challenge in decision making. A good leader has to balance diverse perspectives, manage risk, and inspires confidence even when outcomes are uncertain. And poor leadership can amplify the challenges of decision making in complex situations. What's your opinion, Jiva?
Yeah, Kanishka. But another challenge in public perception is with the rise of social media, decisions are becoming scrutinized more than ever. Leaders and organizations face immense pressure to justify their actions, sometimes at the cost of making the best long term decisions, I think.
So according to me, the person can lead to reactive decision making rather than a proactive strategy. For example, many companies rushed into a digital information or transformations during the pandemic without fully understanding its implication. They are not got a knowledge about what is transaction about a digitalized and how to use, or what are the benefits and what are the plus point in the digitalized transformation. They haven't came to know about or understand about the implications. While some succeed, other faced untied consecutions. Like some of them has the knowledge about how to do and want to do about the digital transformation, but many of them are not ready, or they haven't know about how to do it. But they have fixed their mind, when we transfer into a digitalized, we will get succeed. It is the biggest consequences faced that time. This is my point, guys.
Yeah, that's one important thing. So I would like to say that what we can do for these challenges, according to what are the challenges we have just mentioned. And one way is like my sort of thinking is like adapting a system thinking approach. So we people, we humans will think more and more of emotional and rather than logical thing. And system will provide a solution based on the situations in a logical manner, so that we can take into account of the system based approach also, so that the decision could be more and more practical and more analytical and more approachable also. So what are the situations that we face, system can provide a better decision based on the situation that we encounter. So instead of forcing on some isolated issues like lonelier issues, so that decision makers should consider how important that system can interact and influence each other. So we people can use of the systems and system based thinking approach, so that it can provide alternatives based on the situation what we have tackled. So even system will provide an alternative based on what are the humans that have interacted, as system will learn on their own based on the algorithm we provide. So more and more, so system based thinking approach will be important one when it comes to approaching anything, so that it can provide more and more alternatives that are given by every humans also. It's my point of view. What's your point of view, Madhu?
Yeah, I agree, Shiva. Collaboration is also a key, bringing together diverse perspectives, whether from experts or stakeholders or even the public, can lead to more balanced and informed decision. However, it's important to have clear frameworks to avoid a decision-making gridlock.
Yeah, Madhu, and let's not forget the importance of ethics and transparency. Complex decisions often have far reaching consequences, and people are more likely to support them if they understand the rationale behind them. What's your opinion, Jiva?
Yeah, another thing is like strategy is the scenario planning for everything. Like whatever it may be the business plan, we have to implement such kind of strategy to make it grow. Like by considering different potential outcomes and preparing for them, decision makers can reduce a kind of uncertainties and they can make more and more of resilient choices. Like if we are giving a kind of 4 to 5 planning materials to them, so they would choose the kind of safer material for them and they can choose that. So it's a kind of technique that has proven valuable for business and as well as for government likes on money.
So ultimately, the goal should be balanced data uh, and ethical consideration. While complexity cannot be eliminated, it can be managed by making inclusive and adaptive decisions. So they have to make some alternative or adaptive decision, that they should not stick on the goal that which was made. They have to do it that itself. They have two adaptive decisions and they have two alternative decisions, so that they can succeed in the life. This is my point. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one, Mitran. So I would like to conclude that podcast that we have started with decision making in this complex world is no longer an easy task. It has become a skill also. So it requires balancing some short-term needs with long-term goals, that we navigate uncertainty with the agility. How about the uncertainty and how about the adaptability that we have focused? So with focusing on more and more on balancing short-term need with the long-term goals is about decision making from our point of view. And thank you guys for having me, and thank you guys everybody for this wonderful session. And thank you all. Thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.